Okay, so for this video, we're going to look at x and y intercepts for equations that are in standard form. This is going to be like the main advantage of dealing with something in standard form, because finding the intercepts is super easy, right, because of the way that they're set up. So to find an x-intercept, what you do is you plug in 0 for the y, right, and then you solve for x. And for the y-intercept, it's the direct opposite. Okay? The reason that is because on any line, the value at the intercepts are kind of easy to predict. Like this is your x-intercept, and notice that it is to the right some distance. We don't know that x value yet, but we know how high it is. All right, we know that the y value is a 0 at the x-intercept. That's the idea. And then for the y-intercept, it's the direct opposite. Okay, we don't know how far down it is, like we don't know the y value, but we know that it is 0 to the left and right because it's on this y-axis. So to find the x-intercept, I'm going to plug in 0 for the y here. Right, for the x-intercept, I'll have 3x plus 4, 0 for y. And then I'm going to solve this equation. Okay. Well, 4 times 0 just cancels out. So I've got 3x is equal to 20. And then I divide by 3 to solve it. So x is equal to 20 divided by 3. And if you want to make that to a decimal, go right ahead. All right. Be 6.66 repeating. There we go. For the y-intercept, we're going to plug in 0 for the x value instead. So 3 times 0 plus 4y is equal to 20. This part will just go away. 4y is equal to 20, and then you'll divide by 4 to solve it. Okay. So the y-intercept is going to be 20 divided by 4, otherwise known as 5. Okay. So to find the intercepts, it's a pretty quick process, honestly. Just because we're dealing in standard form, the way it's all set up, it makes it nice and easy. All right, to find the x-intercept, I'm going to plug in 0 for the y value here. So this part's just going to cancel out. So I'm going to be left with x equals 18. And there's nothing left to do. Like, that's my answer. Bam, that's my x-intercept. For my y-intercept, I'll plug in 0 for the x. So this part just gets canceled out. And I'm left with negative 6y equals 18. We'll divide by negative 6. And y is equal to negative 3. There you go. All right, this is also a handy way to find the slope if you wanted to. Like if you know the x and the y intercepts, you could figure out the slope based on that. Now we'll do 2 more. We'll call it good. For the x-intercept, we'll plug in 0 for y. So this part goes away, and we're left with negative 5x equals negative 25. So x is equal to positive 5. All right, we would do negative 25 divided by negative 5, and that would give you 5. For the y-intercept, we'll plug in 0 for this x. So it's like you can kind of cover that up if you want to. That'll give you 2y is equal to negative 25. So y is negative 25 over 2. Or negative 12.5 if you want to call it that. Awesome. Last one for our x-intercept. We'll plug in 0 for the y. So we get 2x equals 10. So x is equal to 5. I just divide by 2. And then for the y-intercept, we'll plug in 0 for x. Bam. Don't forget that negative sign there. It's negative y is equal to 10. So you would divide by -1 right here, and y would equal -10. Those are our two intercepts, x-intercept and y-intercept.